Hey, Mystic Michaela, spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Question for you. Do you feel like you're living a full life? Are you happy in your own company? Do you fear the ending of any chapter because you feel you'll really lose who you are? We all have these struggles, these fears, and today we're going to talk about the answer for it, and it is increasing your self-complexity, but in aura color, obviously. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Well, I have never heard of this term, self-complexity.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh.
Yeah. No, so we were just on a road trip.
Okay.
And it's so funny how I get my ideas. We've been doing this a while.
We're on a road trip. Someone said, hey, you have a lot of self-complexity.
Yeah, like well, what happened was we were listening to the radio.
Yeah.
And one of the announcers was like, guess what? He mentioned something about self-complexity increasing happiness. And I'm like, what's that? And I went down the rabbit hole of self-complexity.
Okay.
And like I do with everything, I'm like, that sounds, because it resonated with me, but it's something we already talk about all the time in aura color. So obviously, like, I'm spinning in spirituality with it and whatnot. So that's how this came up. But I had never heard about it either.
Okay, so first of all, I have two questions.
Yeah.
My first question is, who still listens to the radio?
I know.
All right. That's a whole nother episode. But what is then self-complexity?
All right, so self-complexity is actually a psychological concept, I guess. I just learned about this literally like a couple days ago. And it was first coined, the term self-complexity was first coined by a psychologist in the 80s named Patricia Linville. And there's a whole psychological component you could go down and learn and read about. But here is the definition of it clinically, and then we'll talk about it in our way. So it's the person's perceived knowledge of themselves based upon the number of distinctive cognitive structures or self-aspects they believe to possess. These self-aspects can include context-dependent social roles, relationships, activities, traits, and the goals of the individual, which combine to form the larger associative network of their self-concept. And according to self-complexity theory, an individual who has a number of self-aspects that are unique in their attributes will have a greater self-complexity than one who has only a few self-aspects or whose self-aspects are closely associated to one another. So all that means is...
Okay. Yes, explain it.
So all that means is, in my understanding, is kind of the more ways you spread yourself out. You know, oh, I'm a bird watcher, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, I'm, like the roles in your life. I'm a friend, I'm learning Japanese, like all the activities, the roles, and the goals that you have.
Okay.
If you don't put all your eggs in one basket, when one of them falls apart, as inevitably happens in life, okay, our life is a series of our roles and identities and goals being changed and taken down and restructured, you will have a better ability to self-regulate and adapt and have a better ability to kind of go with the flow without feeling too sad or too stuck or too lost.
Okay, so what you're basically saying is if I have a stronger or a higher self-complexity,
yeah,
that means maybe I'm just like kind of more well-rounded.
That's a good way to put it.
Meaning I have, maybe I ice skate, like you said, bird watch,
right?
Have a family, do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of different things.
Yes. That you find joy in.
That you find joy in.
Right.
And then, but if I have a low self-complexity, means like maybe I have one hobby or no hobbies.
Right.
And I just kind of put all my eggs into one person.
Right.
Or one thing.
Yeah, like I'm a wife and that's it, like that kind of thing. Or I'm a mother.
Right.
And then what happens if the kids... when the kids graduate or they leave the house, and you're still going to feel that if you have a high self-complexity,
right,
but not as low. So
right,
there's pros and cons with having high self-complexity and low self-complexity. So there's pros and cons.
Okay. So like if I was a high self-complexity and one of my things was I was on a hockey team.
Right.
And let's say I wasn't doing well in hockey.
Right.
That wouldn't be such a big deal.
Yeah.
If I have a high self-complexity because I got, I'm finding all the birds.
Right. You got a bunch of other things going on.
Right. I got a bunch of other things.
Right.
If I have a low self-complexity and I'm on that same hockey team or whatever, I'm not doing well, I have nothing to fall back on.
Right.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
That's really what it is. And so when you have a high self-complexity, a con. So the pro is that your lows are less low.
Right.
Like your lows are like when you get gut punched by life, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Okay.
But your highs, here's the con. Your highs aren't as high.
Could be less high.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, oh, cool. Like, shrug. Yeah. Like, I won the hockey game. Okay, that was good. And you move on. And it can feel a little, like, numb or, like, well, it's great, but you're not as excited as somebody who put everything into it. Because when you have a low self-complexity, the pro is that your highs are much higher. So let's say...
because like a con could be... If you have that high self-complexity and you're doing a lot of different things, and let's say you're doing well in a lot of the categories, but let's say one category you're struggling, that could kind of bring down the other categories, right? A little bit?
It depends how closely related they are.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Like, you're supposed to have them, high self-complexity increases when your goals, activities, or identities, or like whatnot, aren't as related.
Okay.
That's actually...
Because I can see myself, if I had a real high one, and one thing wasn't going right, that could bring down the others. That's just me, though.
That could be just you. That's interesting.
I think so. Well, like I think about it. Like,
it depends how much worth you put in the one. Like let's say you're doing really well on said hockey team, but your kid's like failing math or something, and you're like, oh, I'm not doing a good job here, so I can't really be happy about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that might be just like kind of a frame of mind. Like, let's say I own like 5 stocks and 4 of them are rocking, but one's like struggling that day or something.
Right.
That could, just how I think, that could bring me down a little.
Well, that's human nature because we are brain wired to focus on the most negative things first. That's just how we're made as humans because as a I've learned about this because as a survival tactic, that actually is the most beneficial for survival. Like, pay attention to your mistakes way more than your successes because your mistakes could kill you, like in our caveman brain moments. But the more higher self-complexity you have, like the more stuff you have, so it's more spread out.
Right.
And so, you might be upset about that stock or whatever, but you're kind of like, whatever.
But I still have the others.
I'm also really, but my tomatoes are really doing well in my garden. And I just cracked the code on how to read a birth chart and astrology. And I have someone that I'm helping with that. And the foster dog that I'm raising is doing so well. And she's learned how to walk on a leash, So you have like all these other things going on at the same time. And you're not, the low isn't as low about the thing that you normally would get so low about.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's common sense.
It is. And I guess it is. What most things have a name for it that we already know.
Right.
Like, we were like, oh yeah, I've been doing that. But I think it's nice when we label something. And then there's a spiritual aspect to it that I want to bring into it because I feel like this is helpful for a lot more than just our mood regulation.
Okay. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, you're going to talk about the spiritual aspect to self-complexity.
If a genie gave me 3 wishes, I would use all my wishes for my 3 cats, Dusty, Banks, and Cleo, to live forever. But since genies don't do that, as far as I know, I will feed my cats Smalls. Smalls is fresh, human-grade cat food that does so much more than just feed your cat. It helps them live a full, healthy life. Most cat food out there is made with meat byproducts, cheap fillers, artificial ingredients, basically stuff that isn't great for your cat. Big pet food does this because it's cheaper to make, but what they save on cost, your cat pays for with their health. Well, Smalls is different. Their fresh recipes are made with at least 80% animal protein, and they're gently cooked to retain all their nutrients and flavor. They never add fillers or artificial ingredients, and their food is so healthy that 88% of cat parents say that after feeding Smalls, their cats have better digestion, softer and shinier coats, and more energy to play because it's actually good for cats. I have to tell you about Dusty, who is my senior guy, and he used to have such a problem with vomiting and hairballs. It was just over the top. Not since Smalls. Smalls has been so good for his delicate little senior digestive system. Your cat's health and longevity, it starts with what they eat. Try Smalls and get 60% off your cat's first order plus free shipping and free treats for life when you go to smalls.com/KYA. One last time, that's 60% off your first order plus free shipping and free treats for life when you head to smalls.com/KYA. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
All right. So self-complexity, I feel, helps or affects spiritually 3 things: your ego death experience, divine interference, and the ability to practice detachment for manifestation purposes.
Okay. So let's go through the three of these.
Okay.
So let's say you are a high self-complexity.
Yeah.
How does that help you spiritually? Let's take ego death first.
Yeah. So ego deaths are very natural and normal and fundamentally transformative. They are when a part of you're your soul in a human body. And a symptom of having being in this human experience is having the ego, which is the 3D mindset. And we need the ego, and it helps us survive and stay here and connect in this world that we are in. However, it likes to latch on to identity. It loves to tell you are one thing and one thing only, and latch on to it. And its goal is an honorable one. It just wants to keep you alive. Okay. So you're a wife, for example. Take anything. Okay. You're a wife. Okay. You're a wife. This is who you are. This is where all your accolades come from. This is where all your identity comes from. Any praise that you get is about this. All right. This is everything that you work on is in goal to being a wife. And then let's say you get divorced. Okay. You're going to have like this huge, like, oh, who am I moment. If I'm not this, who am I? That's an example of an ego death. We have ego deaths all the time throughout our life in many different things. Sometimes it's just something like transition. You're in school, you finish your bachelor's. Okay, well, I'm going to go on to my master's. Okay, you do your master's. Now you're done. Ego death. I'm not a student anymore. I have to go on. It could be a huge ego death. So having a high self-complexity allows you to move through transitions, adapt through the ego deaths of life, adapt to understanding you are not just one identity, you're a symphony of many parts, because that is really the 5D experience or the soul experience. So that's what high self-complexity can help you with.
Okay, and then let's just take it the opposite way. If you have low self-complexity, this ego death, that would be detrimental.
Yeah.
Because I assume, let's say like the eggs in one basket again.
Yeah.
What was the example of, like say you got divorced or something.
Yeah.
And if you put everything into that and you have nothing else.
Right.
That's gonna hurt real bad.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna hurt either way.
It's gonna hurt either way.
But having a low self-complexity, it
right.
can be really hard to get out of it,
yeah.
or it can be a real struggle, or it's something that doesn't assist with the transition as much. Sometimes even just kind of like as the kids grow up, and maybe you're a parent. I am watching this with myself.
Yeah.
I watch this with my peers who have kids around the same age. Like some people handle it great. And some people don't handle it very great at all.
No, we have, we're 17 and 11.
Yes.
Our two kids.
Yeah.
We're not.
We're not.
Our two kids are 17 and 11.
Yeah.
I guess I think of them as me. I don't know. All right. So the 17-year-old is getting there.
Yeah.
And we had them far apart.
Yeah.
So we still have a little one, the 11.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this does cross my mind a lot. What happens when the 11-year-old will, get to older as well.
Oh God.
It does. Well, that's right. And actually, we're kind of already doing this.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it because you didn't know the term until a few days ago.
Yeah, just a few days ago we learned this term
on the radio.
Right.
While eating dinner at a restaurant.
I was like, wait a second, that's really interesting. Yeah.
But we're like the bird watching thing.
That's
that's almost like our self-defense mechanism.
Yeah.
I think we're like saying, we're going to do because what do you say? 20,
You're like
35,
in 8 years, we have to become a big year bird watcher.
Right. So actually what we are doing here is trying to expand the self-complexity now to avoid the low maybe self-complexity when the two, birds fly off.
Oh, 100%. Right. And you can kind of like see that we're doing that naturally.
Yeah. I didn't know what the term was until today. But yes, we're doing that naturally.
And I think just to go back to divorce as the example for, just for conversation's sake, since you brought that up, I feel like people who know it's coming, they're like, this isn't going well. You might be expanding your self-complexity like, well, I'm really investing in friendships, travel, education. Like you're already doing it. And then you got to think like, what in your life are you expanding your self-complexity for? Because those are the things that are coming for you.
Yeah.
It's almost like an instinctive, I guess, behavior that we have. Just because the ego death thing is really, man, when these things hit you, like when an ego death hits you, hit me once, this is just like a family thing. Sometimes a couple of years ago, a truth just hit me. And I was like, oh, And, that was really bad. And I talked about it at the time, and I had to like really just sit with it. Sometimes when it creeps up on you, you don't see it coming. You kind of want to avoid that. So you start to look at things a little bit more honest and open with 360 perspective. And I think that so anyway, yeah, the ego death. That's what this can help you with.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Okay. What about divine interference?
All right. So I always say, I've said this forever, and now again, 3 days ago, I have a term for it. When you do parallel things in life that don't seem to have anything to do with your actual problem, that's when spirit can come in and interfere. So, for example, let's say that you really hate your job. You're like, I hate my job. I cannot stand it, but I do not see a way out. All right. Sometimes that's the best time to start a cooking class, or learn to dance salsa, or learn a new language, or start that book series you've been wanting to start, or something. So, and you're like, well, that has nothing to do with finding a job. It's like, no, actually it has everything to do with finding a job, because when you expand your self-complexity, which I never said it that way before, I would just say do parallel things is what I used to say,
right.
That is when spirit comes in and drops catalysts of information for you. You get new perspectives, you're meeting new people, you're around different environments, you're open to new information. Your brain is kind of like, oh, that's interesting, or I'm going to think, you're open in ways in different areas that feel safer than the work. Maybe it's work. That's the example I'm using. That is totally about that, which can get exhausting to keep thinking about. You're moving over to a different place, and as you heighten your self-complexity, spirit can come in and give you information that you can connect to solving your main problem, or something that can assist you in having moments where spirit can actually do it for you. So your mind's off of it, and then spirit can kind of come in and then be like, oh my gosh, a friend just offered me a new gig. And I'm open to hearing it. Or you start seeing things or noticing things that spirit's dropping in your path that otherwise you wouldn't have realized before.
Okay.
It just allows spirit, your guides, to come in.
More opportunity.
And give you kind of more, it allows you hear them better.
Okay.
You can hear them better.
And if you had a low self-complexity, you might not hear.
Yeah, when you have a low self-complexity, you only have a couple things that you're truly invested in, and low self-complexity means like limited mindsets, limited identity markers, limited ability to hear new things. So it actually limits your scope of all the things that can come your way and provide you assistance or inspiration or guidance.
Okay. And what about the third thing you were talking about, detachment?
So we've talked about on here that detachment is key to manifestation. The problem is when you care too much, it's like you're breathing down the universe's neck. And that's why usually manifestation doesn't work, because we try to manifest something that we care about like the most. But if you ever notice, the things that kind of happen are the ones you kind of like, yeah, that's great. You kind of shrug, like, okay, you kind of expect them to happen, or they happen, and you're just kind of like, well, that's great, but it doesn't like make or break my day, like that kind of thing. Or the thing that you wanted comes when, yeah, I wasn't even looking for it, and it just happened. I hear about that with relationships all the time. Like, I don't know, I just met him, and it all worked out. And it's so crazy. I wasn't even dating. I was kind of just like not even worried about it. And that's when I met the guy. So it helps with detachment, because when you have a high self-complexity, you're busy. You're busy, and you're sitting there, and you got a lot going on, and you're not breathing down the universe's neck like, I need to find the one, which is like really stressful for the universe to have you on their case when it ties up the energy. So this kind of allows the energy to disperse and allows you to kind of just, it's not apathy, it's detachment. It's like, okay, because I have so many other things going on that when that happens, it'll be great. But right now I also have like 8 more focuses that are also really interesting and connecting to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if your self-complexity was low,
you get obsessive.
You get obsessive.
And it doesn't work out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go through each aura color, including the turquoises, and discuss self-complexity in each aura color.
It is summertime, which means kids are home. Schedule's a little off. I feel like I'm cooking different meals at different times. Last thing I want to do is put myself last and just eat stuff that isn't good for me. With Factor, though, it has made it not a problem. I'm hitting my nutrition goals without the planning or the grocery runs or the special meal planning or cooking. So Factor has built meals around my goals, your goals, whether that's weight loss, overall nutrition, more protein, or GLP-1 support for strength, for recovery from workouts. You can check out Factor's Muscle Pro collection even. Right now, I'm in the stage of life where I need more protein. It makes me feel better. It's good for me at this age. And I have to tell you, the honey butter chicken breast, it comes with like Yukon mash and zucchini and caramelized onions. So delicious, high protein. I eat it. I'm not even craving anything after that because it just hits all of my needs nutritionally and protein wise. It's also fresh. It's never frozen. And they have 100 rotating weekly meals, including globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean and Asian. So there's always something new to look forward to. You don't get bored. I never get bored. It's ready in 2 minutes. I mean, Factor shops, preps, cooks, delivers straight to your door. So you have more time to do anything else you like to do. And you don't put yourself last when you're making everybody else's food that they want instead. Head to factormeals.com/KYA50off and use code KYA50off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. See website for more details. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. All right. So let's look at each aura color and how they approach self-complexity.
All right.
And I think we'll start this time with the logic colors.
All right.
All right. Let's go with the reds.
All right. So having a higher self-complexity or a red aura, you like to be in charge. You like to take a lot of control. I think it can be hard for reds to approach having a higher self-complexity because they are a little bit rigid in their thinking. And they do like to have total control over everything they do. So it can be hard a little bit to take on new activities or goals or roles just because they want them to work out, and I think like reds can be a little bit focused on winning or success in something or getting it done fast, having an end to it. So for example, like reds in gardening, I just don't know if it's a thing.
Right.
Because it's like, all right, when the tomatoes grow, I'm done, right? It's like, no, that's not the point. Now we move on to the eggplant, or whatever is this season, or I don't garden, like whatever the next season is of things. So you have to pick, I would say for red auras and high self-complexity, it's important to pick things that interest, all of them interest, passion, and focus. Something that can sustain you a while, and even things that maybe do have a beginning and end. Like softball season is, 3 months, and I join the men's softball league for 3 months, and then I'm done. And then I go on to my next 3-month thing.
Right.
But maybe you plan out something that has a beginning and an end.
Okay. And what you're saying is reds might have a lower self-complexity sometimes because they are afraid to fail at things.
Yeah.
But reds do like sports a lot.
Yeah.
And then maybe they could throw their self-complexity into watching like hockey, basketball,
no, but seriously,
football.
That's true.
They got 4 things right there. So if one goes bad,
yeah,
you got the 3 others.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like that's interesting. Like the seasonal interests.
Yeah, right.
Like with sports.
Yeah, your hockey team did real bad, but your football team's doing great.
Right.
Although that's a whole nother discussion. Would that be like throwing your self-complexity to some other people? But that's a whole nother discussion. That's a whole nother discussion.
Don't complicate things.
Yeah, I don't want to complicate things. Let's just move on to the yellows.
That's my red example.
All right.
Yellows, I think you mentioned this in the break. You were like, can you have too high a self-complexity? Like too many things going on?
Too thin.
That would be yellows.
That would be yellows.
I think yellows have no problem with self-complexity, high self-complexity. Yeah. Right. I think they are the ones that are like, oh my God, I do that. Anytime I ever talk to a yellow, they're like, I have that. I do that. I know I do that. I did that. I learned that. I've done that. You're just like, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I think they have to maybe watch it and maybe like select the ones that they get really a lot of. You need feedback. Everybody who does this, you need feedback and passion and a feeling of like, happiness with yourself, when you're doing something that counts as part of your high self-complexity, I feel. So, for example, maybe the yellow auras want to plan the family reunion. Every 4 years we plan our family reunion and I'm the one that plans it. And that can be, and they get a lot of love out of it and excitement and entertainment and whatnot. Anyways, I feel like that's my tip for yellows is to pick something and don't just do it to do it. Do it because you love doing it. Okay. Yeah.
Now, what about the greens? I can see them getting hyper focused on one thing.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work out, maybe they get in trouble there.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think? Greens?
Yes, you're right. It depends how balanced you are as a green.
Right.
I feel like greens do really well with high self complexity. They love a hobby. Yeah. They love a focus. You know, but that
could be. But if it's only one hobby. Yeah. That could be a low self-complexity.
It depends because I really feel like greens within their hobbies or activities.
Have, like, layers?
Yes. Exactly. Yes. They don't just fish, okay? Right. It's like, levels. I can't even talk this way. It's like fly fishing with this type of tackle and like, I don't even know like this current and I'm going here and this type of fish. Like who even knows? So like they can get so layered within it that I think that maybe one hobby that they go super deep in could work out for them. I feel like with greens, they have the easiest time getting into something. I think the problem with greens though is they also have this ability to put up a wall. So if they don't feel like they can, I don't know, they can kind of like shut themselves down. So my main thing I see with green auras is please heighten your self complexity. Like please make time for your hobbies and passions. Like that's so important that you do that. Like I know you're tired when you come home from work and you just sit there and you're just like turn off emotions, but you need time to actually do the things that you like to do, even if it's in small portions or bits. And you need the people around you to support you with that. And you need that community to come in and support you with it. Cause that's my only concern with greens. Like they can shut down from it completely. And it's so integral to who they are. Okay. Yeah.
All right. What about the blues?
Well, I hate to put blues and indigos together.
Okay. You want to do them together or
separate?
No,
I'll do them separate. But blues, you're going to relate to indigos, and indigos, you're going to relate to blues.
Okay.
All right.
So it's similar.
They're going to be similar.
They can be similar.
All right. So blue auras, you can get too involved in other people as part of your self-complexity. So it's like, I am a mom, and I'm a friend, and I'm a daughter, and I'm a wife, and I'm a teacher, and I'm a nurse, and and I'm the neighbor, and I'm the volunteer coordinator, like that. So you have to be careful that it's not all centered in just helping other people or who you are to other people. And you have to be like, hey, wait a second. What's something just for me? Blue auras do love to like bake, for example. I see a lot of read, so maybe you want to throw yourself into baking or throw yourself into reading or throw yourself into scrapbooking or something. Like you have to do something that feeds you too, isn't just about you being for other people.
Okay.
And then indigos, you guys, and I'm one of you, so it's fine. We're just too okay by ourselves. It's the problem.
Okay.
We're just like, I think for indigos, it's not a problem being your own best friend. How about that? And I think having a high self-complexity for indigos does, it can include that. Like for me right now, in my secret Just Megan life, I'm on like a reading the best 100 books ever written moment. Like right now I'm in the middle of Wuthering Heights. Okay. It's just a weird thing I'm doing with myself. Okay.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. It's just this like weird thing. I look forward to it. I read the analysis. I don't know why I do this. It's fun for me. And I realize now it's part of my self-complexity.
Yeah. Because like we just got back from Boston, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And all that. And you said on the plane ride, you're going to watch, what show did you say?
Oh, The Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age. And I'm like, okay, that's really, and you're really giddy about it. Really excited about it.
I'm so excited.
And then you're like, oh, but you've already watched it.
Okay.
so it's like, I thought you had like this new show you're all excited about, going on the plane to watch. And then it's just like, oh no, you've already watched it. So it's a big deal.
In my own weird life.
I guess that's your.
I also like the costume design, and then I like to go and see where all the mistakes are. Okay. What they do for TV versus what was really in fashion. Oh. Like this is my own.
How many episodes did you get through on the plane?
I got through between there and back at 6.
Oh wow!
Yeah, okay. But it was only an 8-season. It's only an 8-episode season. I got to finish the last 2 at some point. Okay. But yeah. So I think indigos, we can maybe be alone too much with our self-complexities. I'm also day like 1600 on my Duolingo. Like nobody knows these things about me, but I'm really proud of that,
1600?
Yeah. Like
I've been doing it, that's like 5 years.
Yeah, I'm like really proud of myself with that. And like, I pat myself on the back. I'm like, hey,
is that the world record?
No, there's some guy.
Yeah.
That, I don't know what his streak is, but he's the highest streak in all of Duolingo. And he's still going.
Okay.
I think he's from the origin of Duolingo.
We got to take that guy out.
You can't, because he'd have to die or something.
Well, we'll have to, we just have to keep him busy for 24 hours so he loses his streak.
No, there's streak savers on Duo. Don't even get me going.
We got to steal his streak savers.
So anyway, so I think Indigo is like, you do okay on your self-complexity a little bit too well. Maybe we have to work on having self-complexity with relationships with other people. I mean, obviously I have you and the kids and stuff and the cats. All right.
Oh, yeah,
anyways.
Yeah, the cats. That's true. All right. What about, that's 3 levels of self-complexity right there. Yeah. Each cat has got purples.
Oh my God. Like my whole thing.
For you, it's very easy to increase your self-complexity.
Yeah.
All we do is get more cats.
Get more cats.
If you have 10 more cats, you got 10 more levels.
I know. I was just thinking about the cats. Okay, yeah. Purples. Purples, I would say, have a great approach to self-complexity with purples because they have no problem starting and stopping things. You know, you want to start something, you have no problem quitting it. And I know society your whole life on Purple 2 has told you, you can't just quit something. Once you start it, you got to finish it. Like, no, you don't. You know, like, and I think that's a great attribute for high self-complexity because you're like, I'm going to throw myself at whatever. If I like it, I'll stay. If I don't, bye. You know, and that's just helps you not just try new things and it's easier for you to adapt in general. It's easier for you to like, I was really into Zumba for a while and then I just got bored and now I do yoga, you know, like whatever. Like it's no big deal for you.
Right.
You're not as attached.
Right.
Purples don't get attached to identity that way. Actually, I would say like purples are really good at switching it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, next is going to be turquoise.
And they are too.
And I would think that would be kind of similar.
Yeah, but they get like, turquoises get a little bit like more stressed. Like, is there something wrong with me that I don't attach an identity to this? Should I attach? And then sometimes they'll try to attach too much to something and it's like, you got to calm down. Okay? Like you don't have to like calm down. Don't join the cult. Okay? Right. Like it's okay to dilly-dally dabble and then leave. Turquoises are like, so, you know, they like, I have to sew my identity to something, right? So there's no difference between it and me, correct? It's like, no, you know. So I think that can be the problem turquoises face when they try to increase their self-complexity because, like, you don't have to be everything that you are trying out. You can just like, you know, hang out there, visit it, and then leave. The ones that are more kind of balanced or understand that about themselves have no problem with that. And it's very easy for them to jump around and try out new things and increase their self-complexity that way.
Okay, and lastly, the pinks.
Pinks, too. I feel like pinks are funny because pinks do, like indigos, have no problem being their own best buddies. And I think pinks, with their heightening their own self-complexity, is very much like, I always notice pink kids love to play by themselves. Like, they will play with other kids, but if the other kids aren't playing the way they like to play, they're like, okay, you can go home now. Like, I'm good, you know? And I think they stay that way as adults. They're like, this is what I'm doing today. You may join. That's fine. If not, bye. You know, so I think pinks and self-complexity have a lot to do with whatever whim they're going on. Like, right now, a big thing on social media is like, do you have whimsy? You know, it's like a big thing to ask. And pinks have whimsy, you know, which just means like they heighten their self-complexity just by like, how do I make that more magical? Or how do I make that more special? How do I make that more memorable? So it's kind of a challenge for them to take the everyday and level it up a bit to match their own interests or how they feel or their. I think that's how they heighten their self-complexity.
Do I have whimsy? I'm gonna say, from your
I'm really
reaction,
trying to think. I'm trying to think.
No,
a little bit.
Oh, I do?
Like when our flight got delayed,
yeah.
You were like, let's drive home.
Is that whimsy?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, you have like road trip whimsy.
Well, let's take a quick break and let's talk about some of those moments.
Okay. I love when I find something that really tackles the root of a problem rather than just slapping a Band-Aid on it. This podcast is sponsored by Veracity. Welcome to the all-natural way to slim down, get energized, and sharpen your focus. Veracity is revolutionizing health by tackling the root cause of so many issues, metabolism. With Veracity's drug-free, clinically proven, and doctor-formulated solutions, you can support your body's needs to live your healthiest life. So if your goal is weight loss, you need to try Metabolism Ignite. It is the #1 doctor-recommended GLP-1 booster. Metabolism Ignite is natural, safe, and plant-based aid that results in 85% reduction in hunger and is clinically proven to lose on average 9 pounds in 90 days. So I started Metabolism Ignite a couple months ago. I take 2 capsules with breakfast. I've felt very energized and focused all day. I don't even have that second cup of coffee in the morning that I used to really depend on. And Metabolism Ignite is safe for everyone, including new moms. So if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, Veracity is here so you can take care of yourself while you're taking care of your baby. So before Metabolism Ignite sells out again, make the switch to GLP-1s the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use code KYA for up to 65% off your order. Once again, that's VERACITY health.co for up to 65% off. And make sure you use my promo code KYA so they know we sent you. We really appreciate that. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. All right, so we did a 10-day New England trip. It was a lot of fun. And when we're on these trips, we always like to kind of assign an aura color to the place. Yeah. Now, we're not maybe always right on this.
Right.
This is just what we think.
It's subjective.
We're only there for a few days or whatever. So if you live there, it might not be correct.
Right.
Okay, so,
it's just our experience.
Right. It's just our experience, our take. And also note, like, if we say the place is red, that doesn't mean they're Republican red, and or if they're blue, they're not Democrat.
Oh my God.
So we're not doing it that way either.
I don't even think like that.
Yeah, because some people might be like, well, that's a blue state, or that's a red state, or that's a purple state.
Right.
No, we're not talking about that either. No. We're just talking about the aura of the place. So nothing to do with the politics of the place.
Okay, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people might think that. I'm not sure.
They're definitely not MMSF.
No, but no, we do not. We're not doing it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So we started our trip off in Boston, Massachusetts.
Listen, let me just start here.
You want to go? Before I even tell you what color I think it is?
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Tell me.
You go.
No.
I think it's red, but all right, you go.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But here's what happened. So we're in Logan Airport.
Yes.
And we get the car. We get the rental car. And, nothing's kind of working to attach my phone, for Apple Maps to the car. Like, we haven't figured out the car yet. And Scotty's like, whatever. So Scott, being a red aura himself, is like, he has this idea that he doesn't need Siri to tell him where to go. He's like, I don't need it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can we just, fix the Apple Maps? Please? And you're like, whatever. I'm good.
It was taking too long.
All right. Yeah. And then we just go. And holy moly.
We're just thrown into Boston.
We're just under the city in tunnels.
What is going on with these tunnels?
I've never been so scared in
under the city.
And, it was actually insane. And I couldn't get Siri working. No. And then I was working her on my phone, with the hotel address, which is dead in the middle of Boston somewhere, our hotel. Yeah. And then I put it on your phone, and then they had different, one was saying go right and one was saying go left.
Yeah. Now, here's the scariest moment. Everybody, we're in this tunnel, and everybody's going one way. Yeah. And in my brain, I always do things the way nobody's doing them.
Right.
So I decide, if everyone's going that way, all the Siri maps were messed up, so I had no idea. I'm going to go the other way.
Yeah.
The way that there's nobody going.
I mean, this is rush hour. Everyone's in one tunnel.
Right. So I decide, and the tunnel forked into 2 tunnels.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just going to go that way.
Yeah.
And I'm the only car going that way.
Scott.
So I go down that way.
He's like, Megan.
We're in a tunnel. I'm like, with no other cars. And I'm like, wait a second. Is this a wrong turn? Maybe I missed the do not enter.
I thought we were going to drop off into the river.
Yeah, I was like, that's
the harbor. I'm like, does this end in the harbor?
Nobody went.
I was waiting for vampires or sewer rats or anything. It was so freaking dark and scary. There was no signage.
No.
You're like, Megan, where's Siri? What's she saying? I'm like, Scott, it doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know where to go. This isn't good.
Whatever.
This isn't good.
We got through that tunnel. Somehow we got to where we needed to be.
Somehow it did let us out.
That stroke of genius by me going the opposite direction of everyone else worked out.
But absolutely terrible. I don't know. How do you guys drive in Boston?
No, it was...
Like, it was really... And you've driven in New York and stuff. That was scary.
Well, yeah, it's not as scary as New York City.
I don't know. Those tunnels
the tunnels are scary.
How scary.
New York City is like whole nother story of... That's a whole nother layer of red. But Boston's definitely red.
Yeah,
why do you think it's... Why do you think it's red?
Honestly, like, I know I just did the touristy thing there, but it really holds that American revolutionary spirit quite well. I realized we did the Freedom Trail, so we were all into doing that. I get it. But, like, I felt like they had a good cohesion of the history. It was crazy. I didn't know Paul Revere did so much. Yeah. Like, Brie and I were like, oh my gosh, he was like, not just the guy that said the British are coming. Like, he was in charge of everything. Like, he was in charge of, he took over the latrines in the area. He was the coroner. He was like everything. So, I don't know. Long story short, it felt very red in that these guys were like, okay, we got to start a nation. And they're like, I guess we'll just do everything ourselves, which is very red aura. Even if we don't know how to do it, I'm wearing the badge. I'm in charge. And you kind of get that energy as you go through. And then, like, that feistiness of the place. Like, everyone's very much like,
they got a little
don't tread on me. Do not tell me what to do. You know, kind of very, like, independent minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean... And I always say this, like, do not mess with Boston. Like, you know, whenever we're watching the news, and, like, they have things that come up, and I'm just like,
don't go to Boston.
If they send me to Boston, look out.
Yeah.
Because that city is, they're red.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them.
Don't mess with them.
but I think they got the blue in there, too. If we had to assign their secondary color, it's a blue.
It would be red blue.
Yeah, it would be red
I think.
I think so, too.
Right.
I love the city.
Yeah, it was really nice. The kids loved it.
They loved it. Bree loved it. She
wants to, like, live there.
She saw Paul Revere's eyeglasses. We went to the Paul Revere Museum, and she thought that was the greatest thing she's ever seen.
That she was really into it.
Yeah, she was really into it. Abby, you know, turquoise Abby, purple.
Well, we were really hot.
Yeah.
Too.
It was a little warm. That was the warmest day of the trip.
Right.
All right, so Boston, red, maybe red, blue.
Okay.
All right, then we headed up to Maine.
Yes.
Headed up the coastline to Maine through Freeport and to Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park. And I would have to say Maine definitely is going to be green.
It's green.
It's green.
It's LL Bean.
LL Bean.
Founded there.
Yep.
And LL Bean's very green.
Green.
You know?
Like a green blue.
It's like a practical kind of vibe, nature.
Yes.
Calm. Very calm.
Very calm.
I feel like everybody there is very calm.
Yeah.
And not very reactive. I saw a lot of hardy elderly people in Maine. Which is like a green... I think green older people are like, what do you mean I can't hike up this mountain or walk here?
Yeah.
Or like they're very like hardy old people.
Yes.
That's a compliment. I want to be like that.
Because we also were in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yeah.
I saw that throughout all of New England. That they have these, you know, beautiful older homes, and then you see an older person like putting in their flowers.
Yeah, they're just like
you know,
on their knees.
On their knees, digging, doing it. I agree with that. That's
very like independent.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, so we did Acadia National Park, which was, we've been there before, but that was amazing.
First time with the kids was gorgeous.
First time with the kid. We went to the other side of the island to avoid the crowds. Of course, I always do the opposite. Beautiful hikes on the other side of the park. No one tells you about that.
Right.
But beautiful. And then we went to Bar Harbor.
Yes.
Should I do a red rant on parking?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I love Bar Harbor.
Yeah.
It is great. This is what I don't get.
Okay.
I go into this town. I go to their gift shops.
Yeah.
I buy stuff.
Yeah.
I go to their restaurants. I buy lobster rolls. Lobster rolls are expensive.
Very.
It's like $38 a lobster roll.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I'm dropping all this cash. Every place I go, I'm dropping cash.
Right.
Then they charge me for the parking. Some crazy amount for the parking. Like, what was it, $4 and
it was like $4.50 an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Like, come on. What is that?
Yeah.
Like, don't you want me to stay? Like, I'll leave over the $4.50
right.
because I don't want to pay another $4.50. I'll leave an hour early,
right.
Okay? Because I'm gonna pay another $4.50 for your parking. But I'm dropping money on all your stores.
I know.
Why are they charging?
What's with this Park
Why?
Mobile? Like, you should invest in Park Mobile. Like, I had this whole like
the
Park Mobile app.
If
you guys know what the Park Mobile app is,
people's lives.
People in Delray, because we live in Delray, Florida. People in like Delray's having a whole fit about it. Like people get really angry about the Park Mobile app. So I don't know how this works, but I feel like Park Mobile comes in.
Yep.
and they're just like, hey, you know, like.
They got my voice, I guess.
Yeah, they're like, hey, want to make a deal?
Like with the town. Like they take a little town.
They take a little town.
And they're like, well, we'll get you some parking.
Yeah, like, want to make some money?
Yeah.
You know, and all these old people don't know how to download the app. Yeah. Which isn't nice. Yeah. It's stupid.
Parking is...
I agree with this red rant.
Parking is like...
Oh, yeah.
The worst thing ever invented.
Yes, you've talked about this.
Yeah. It's like you're spending the money at the place.
Everyone stop paying for parking. We should have a no paying for parking day.
Yeah, it's like in Delray, like the kids love this store called Brandy. It's a clothing store.
Yeah.
And I'm going there to spend the money. Why are you charging me to park? Like I'm here. I am. You got this guy to pay money. He's paid money to your stores.
Right.
Why are you then charging him to park the car?
I know.
Like you should at least give whatever.
It's okay.
Okay, fine. All right. So we went through Maine.
Right.
We did New Hampshire, Vermont.
Right. Green.
Yeah, real fun. Green. And then we ended the trip. We made it the executive decision. We weren't sure we were going to do this to end it in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Which
city?
1692. Right. Which city? Salem Witch Trials. So Salem definitely has got to be purple.
It's so purple.
Purple.
That place is
purple,
so
purple.
Like you walk in, you just feel this like feistiness, like feminine rage, like in a good way.
Yeah.
That's a compliment from me. Very, very like spunky, kind of like quirky, come as you are. It was like in the middle of a Pride festival, so it was nice. And it was just like very, even though it's off season, it was hopping.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't crowded.
Yeah, it wasn't crowded.
But
no,
it was
not crowded.
Busy.
Yeah, it was busy.
Than what I normally see in life.
Yeah. Bar Harbor was probably a little more.
Oh, Bar Harbor was super busy.
Crowded than Salem. But again, this is June. If you go in October, it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I think they even have signs like you're going to pay like $60 for parking in October. But, and anyway.
Parking was not bad in Salem.
No, it was like $1 an hour. Normal? Fine. Okay.
Right.
All right, my take on Salem. I wasn't a huge fan.
Right.
I have a lot of issues with it. Where Boston has the cohesion of the history with the Freedom Trail and the other things you can see there. Mm-hmm. And it really kind of feels like it's played upon for what it is. Like they're not trying to do something with it. They're just giving you that history.
Yeah. I mean, they charge you for museums
they
walks
do,
and all that
but
kind of stuff.
There's something different. When Salem, it felt like the history got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
For Boston, you don't feel the history gets lost in the shuffle.
Right.
At least I didn't. This is, again, my own opinion. Like, in Boston, I saw, like, the place where the Sons of Liberty were secretly meeting. Yeah. And I just was like, holy cow, this is so cool. Yeah, you and
Bree got so excited. Me and Abby were like, okay.
It's like just a little place off the main road.
Yeah.
No one would ever even think about it.
Yeah.
But in Salem, I don't know. I think the tourism trumps the history.
Yeah.
And you kind of lose sight of the history. Also, the history there is not very good.
It's sad history.
It's a sad history. As we went to the cemetery where they hung not the witches, but the people that were accused of being witches, and half of them.
That was the memorial.
The memorial.
Yeah, it's not where they were hung.
No. Were killed on my birthday.
Yes,
so September 22nd.
Yeah, so 20 innocent people were killed.
Yeah,
and they're accused of witchcraft just from like people having dreams and nonsense. They weren't really witches.
And 10 of them were.
But 10 of them. So we're looking in
September 22nd.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Maybe I'm cursed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's also scary. It's also a little scary.
Scott gets scared of witchcraft.
I am scared of witchcraft. I do believe in witchcraft.
Yes, you respect it.
I respect it. I just don't want to be any part of it.
Yeah.
But I do believe in it. And I feel like if I don't put any energy towards it,
right.
no witch can get me.
Right.
And I can't be witched.
Okay.
But if I did put energy towards it, I feel like I could be witched.
Okay.
So
Scott just gets a little scared.
Yeah, I get a little scared. But it is gimmicky. And, you got all the tourist shops, and I don't know.
You felt bad for the innocent people that were killed.
Yeah, I don't like that, and it's kind of like just washed over. Plus, they don't have any place where you can go to the bathroom. You got to pay to go to the bathroom.
That is true.
I had to buy like 4 chocolate croissants just to take a pee.
Yeah, they don't. I guess no. You know where I found out they had bathrooms?
Oh, where?
Like underneath it said which city mall?
Yeah.
In that building.
Oh, that was where the bathrooms
were? But then I saw TikToks that said,
don't go there.
The bathrooms are scarier than like anything. Like you have to walk through. I didn't go in there.
Yeah.
We paid to use a bakery bathroom.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right, fine, let's go in here.
Like, whatever, let's just get some apple cider.
Yeah. We just got 4 chocolate croissants, please. And what's the key to the bathroom?
Yeah, and the code to the bathroom is... Thanks.
If you are going there, it's 2014. I don't know the name
Stop!
of the restaurant.
Don't do that, Scott!
What's the name?
I'm not going to tell you.
I forgot the name of the cafe, but it's 2014 if you go there. DM me, I'll try to find you the name of that cafe. The other thing I don't like, and obviously they do a lot of like psychic readings there and things like that. So like I walked into a couple stores and like there's just like you walk right in and there's a lady giving someone like a reading.
Yeah.
I thought that was
like
weird.
in the open?
In the open. Yeah, in the open. Because it's like that's a personal thing to me.
Right.
And, you know, I don't know.
They weren't all like that. That was just that one store.
But the other ones, like, you could hear them.
You could.
You get like there was another shop where they did have like a curtain.
Some places do have that in the some spiritual stores have readings just out in the open.
Yeah, and I don't know. To me, that's.
I don't work that way, but maybe it doesn't bother some psychics.
No, I wasn't even thinking for the psychics.
That would drive me insane. I could never in a million years do a reading like that. Like a good one that was like very personal.
Yeah, I was thinking for
that
the
would
people
be hard
going. Like you don't want like one was like right by the door.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name the place obviously.
Yeah.
And you walk right in and someone's getting a reading. Like I just like walked in with my apple cider, sipping my apple cider, and then there's a lady reading some person, a customer.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me,
I think you also didn't like.
I don't like that.
I think you were kind of annoyed that in every store you walked in, they said to please put your apple cider at the door.
They did. Every place I walked in, they had like a little shelf where you put your drink.
Some lady's like, could you please put your drink by the door, sir? That's like
why?
Not how. As soon as you tell Scott what to do, he's like,
I'm not like 3. What am I going to do? Like, am I going to spill it all over your crystals or your tarot cards?
I don't think Scott and Salem were a fit, but I got a great T-shirt.
Yeah, you're wearing it right now.
I love this T-shirt.
Yeah, look, everyone got.
I wanted to buy some spells, and you wouldn't let me.
No, no spells.
You wouldn't let me. I'm like, ooh.
Everyone got. So Abby got like a nice hoodie, and Bree got like some cool
black cat
picture.
Yeah,
I didn't want anything because I don't know, it just wasn't my place. But I get it why people would go there.
I do too.
I do like I think the people that go there, like you said, this like purple,
very purple people there.
A lot of different people, and I love that. That's really cool.
A lot of diversity, a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah, a lot of people wearing like I'm weird shirts.
Yeah, I love that,
and I love that. The weirder you are, to me, that I love that.
It seemed like a very embracing place for different types of people.
And the store owners were very friendly. Everyone, like if you bought something, they're thanking you and thanks for coming in.
Oh, people are very nice. Yeah,
people are very nice.
You just don't like the gimmick.
Yeah, and we ate there. The food was great.
Yeah,
it's a little gimmicky, and it loses a little bit of the history to me.
Okay, I understand.
But
you like the purest history.
I like the purest history.
You're right.
I'm like a Boston guy. Well, red blow, right?
Right.
All right. So, of course, we have to ask the Mystic Michaela spiritual family. If they live somewhere or been somewhere, if they have a place. And what they think it is.
Well, there is a thread on the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family Facebook page, and Catherine started it, and she was just like, what geographic places do you think are what color? Okay. And I thought this was so fun.
Agree or disagree.
So I'm just looking. Washington State.
Okay, Washington State.
Sonia says the west side is green, turquoise, purple, and the east side is green, blue.
Yes, because there is a divide in Washington from the mountains to like the dry side. There's a dry and a wet side.
Okay.
So there's probably definitely 2 different auras.
Okay, yeah.
And what'd you say the first side was? Green,
turquoise, purple.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side is green, blue.
More green, blue. Okay.
And then Elizabeth thinks Arkansas is red, blue.
Arkansas. Well, I only been to Arkansas once.
Okay.
I didn't spend a lot of time there, so I'm not sure.
We'll just go with her.
Yeah,
and she thinks New Mexico is turquoise green. I can see that.
Okay.
Or purple. I don't know.
Turquoise.
Depends.
A little purple in there. I haven't spent a lot of time in Mexico.
Santa Fe.
We did go to Santa Fe.
I think turquoise for sure.
Definitely turquoise. A little purple in there.
And she thinks Illinois is yellow blue.
Okay. I always think of Chicago.
Chicago's very yellow to me. Very yellow Chicago. Okay. Well, I can see where some people will be like, it's red.
A red,
but like... every lady I read from Chicago is like yellow. And I think the Midwest has like a yellow vibe to
Midwest
me.
is definitely yellow.
And she thinks Texas is red purple. That's funny.
Okay.
That's funny because they think they're red blue, but they're probably
red purple.
Yeah. They think they're red blue, but they're not.
Right.
They're so flippin' like they wish they were their own country or something.
Always have.
Which is really funny. And I'm like, that is so purple of you, you know? Red purple of you. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like different cities in Texas would have like
maybe.
Like Austin, I think, is a little more progressive than some of the other cities. So maybe that's a little different.
Yeah, because like Texas, how do I put it? It's like be like us and then you're cool. You know, do your own thing, but don't go, you know, like that. That's so red purple. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Yeah. Just do what I want to do. Like that kind of, I don't know. That's funny to me.
That's fun.
Florida's purple, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We know that. Yeah. South Florida purple for
Stephanie thinks Massachusetts is red blue.
Yes, definitely.
And she thinks California is green, turquoise, purple.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay. Megan says Hawaii is rainbow sparkles.
Okay, that's the one state I haven't been to. Actually, you're catching up to me now. You only have 2 states to go.
Oh, I know.
You have Hawaii and
Arkansas. A lot. Oh, Katie says New Jersey is red, purple, blue.
Okay.
I think that's funny.
I mean, their jersey's definitely red, definitely purple, and they probably have the blue. Yeah, I agree.
Utah. Michaela says parts are green. Mm-hmm. Other parts are yellow or even orange. Okay. So she's got a lot of like the logic colors in Utah, which I think is interesting. Okay.
Definitely green, I think, Utah.
Let's see. Andrea says Pennsylvania is purple, blue, red.
Purple, blue. I guess it would. Pennsylvania is such a huge state and it's like so much diversity.
Yes.
Like if you're in Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
Versus, Erie, Pennsylvania. I don't know. There might be a big difference.
And Wisconsin, according to Ellen, is green purple.
Green purple? Okay.
Is that right?
I haven't spent too much time in Wisconsin.
Yeah, me neither.
I would definitely think like a green and something.
I think green something.
Green something.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. Yeah.
All right. LA area, purple. I would say so.
Yeah.
Maybe yellow. Yellow purple is LA. I always think yellow purple is LA.
There must be how we have South Florida purple?
Oh my God.
There must be a term for like LA purple.
Oh my God.
Like what,
LA purple.
LA, but we got to
probably like that SNL.
Yeah. If anyone could come up with a good term for LA purple, put on the page.
LA purple.
What is it? Let's get a better name because we have South Florida purple. There's definitely an LA purple.
There's got to be an LA purple.
But we want to know if you can come up with a more creative name.
Yeah. All right. Well, this podcast is for you and about you, and we're so glad you spent some time with us today.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.